All right, so I just finished my BCFSA C4 or Component 4 class, and that would be the last one to get my permanent license. Check out my pin here. Check it out, guys. Well, I got this pin from the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board when taking my mandatory in-person class. So this was given. Check this out. All right, anyways, I just want to share a bit about my experience for the BCFSA C4 or Component 4 class. So one thing to stress out is not to stress out because it's a relaxing class. The instructor from the get-go is emphasizing there will be no test. Again, there will be no test, he said. Sit back, relax, and absorb all the advice, the input, and the feedback the instructor is giving to you for this class. The class is starting at 9 a.m., 3 breaks, one 15-minute break in the morning, and then 30-minute break for lunch, and then another 15-minute break in the afternoon. So the first session, the first part of the class is the instructor going through all the students' assignment from C3, from the practicum, from the component 3, and he's going through all the answers and then giving his own personal opinions, advices, and real world scenarios on what we must prepare when we are going onto the field and actually surfacing real people, people that's actually depending on our professional expertise. So we should know what we are doing before we're going onto the field. So that being said, so the first part of the class is going through all that statistics, like what the students are saying. The most challenging part of the practicum was the least challenging part and why, and then the instructors is also breaking down on those feedbacks. And then the remainder of the time on the class is going through the scenarios or the scenarios on the workbook. The workbook has 13 scenarios, but we only have time for about maybe 3 or 4 scenarios that we go into and go on to breakout sessions, just like C2, Component 2. And we discuss about that with our group, and then the instructor also are jumping from group to group, making sure we're discussing, and then at the end of the breakout session, he asks any feedbacks and questions and so forth. So participation is mandatory. So as a student, we are expected to participate, asking questions, answering questions when the instructor is asking us. But again, you have to have a mindset of just absorbing everything, not stressing out, is this a test? Am I going to pass this or not? Unless you are not attending or you just off camera for a long time, then probably the BCFSA monitor, which is not the instructor, which is monitoring all the students, might flag you. I don't know. But as long as you on camera for the whole session of the class and are participating normally, you should be fine. So no worries about that. And then at the end of the class, that's the final class we have to pass to get our permanent license. And then I got a confirmation email and a survey about the session that we just had. And then we can survey the feedback we want to give to our instructor. That's it. So once you pass C4, you are permanently licensed. Congratulations. It's been a while, a pretty not so easy journey, right? But then now we get into the real world, and what do you want to do with your license? What is your mission, right? That is what I'm preparing, because prior to having my permanent license, I was kind of laid back because I'm also doing a full-time job. I'm not really thinking about what I'm going to do with my license. But now I'm shifting to another gear, really planning what am I going to do with this license and how can I help people. Again, I think I mentioned this before. I want to focus on people who cannot afford to get their own property by on their own. So I don't know how or what it looks like, but yeah, maybe, I don't know, I totally have zero clue, but I'm gonna do due diligence research, maybe tenancy in common, but that's also going to create complexity, right? So say a fresh graduate wants to buy a property on his or her own, like it's not possible for a 500,000 like entry level property like a condo. How can you get that with a just even a decent higher end salaries is already impossible to enter. So my thinking at the moment is to help these people to find another person, other family members, existing friends, or total strangers to do a tenancy in common, get a property, and then build their equity from there onward. But it's not as easy as it sounds, because it creates a whole new complexity, because you're going to buy something that you cannot easily get out of, right? Well, that's for me to do research and even try it on my own. I don't know. We'll see. And then the next phase for me is to regularly create content and post it on YouTube while complying with all the regulations BCFSA requested for its licensee and for our real estate board are expecting, meaning you cannot make a content that breach privacy for existing clients, or even MLS listings. You are not allowed to make videos or content of real MLS listings, because that's somebody else's houses, right? You can't just make a video out of it and then just put it on the public. So that can't be done. So it's more like maybe educational content, not showcasing real listing. And I want to make a vlog, because right now, September 1st, 2025, I have zero transaction, nothing yet. I'm just gonna keep going, post content, and see how many transactions I've done, say 5 years from now. So let's see what kind of progress I am making while having my full-time job on the side. I don't plan to let that go anytime soon, but let's see how it goes. So yeah, it's an exciting time. I'm very positive looking, disregarding what other realtors or real estate professionals are giving feedback that is not a good market and so on and so forth. But I don't think that should limit us, and we still have a part. Whatever we do can create the opportunity that we can only generate ourselves. So never be discouraged, and I'll see you on the next content, which I don't know what it is yet, but I'm gonna post regularly now on this channel, and I'll see you there. And my new motto is keep on moving.